So, D'Angelo Russell, how did it go tonight? Man, I played like shh. What's up, people? It's your man, Urban Lover, coming from your mama's basement. And wasn't that game exciting? I know the first half, y'all was like, what the frick is going on? Yeah, the first half, they played real sloppy. Just real sloppy. I'm just breaking down real quick, what I seen and, things that I, like I said, keep in mind, guys, though, these guys are still young. This is summer league, so they're just having fun. So you're not going to really expect so much out of them. But my man Larry Nance, he came to play. Screw the haters. Anyway, I'm gonna get to Zubac. Now Zubac, he's a blocker. He's known for going after that ball. The biggest problem I've seen with Zubac is this: when Zubac go after an offensive player that's actually trying to score whatever, and he's going to try to block the shot or play defense. The biggest problem is that he don't get no weak side help. So a lot of teams actually will penetrate, get Zubac off the block, and he will penetrate and kick it out to somebody that's wide open under the paint for an easy layup. That was the biggest problem, like when I break down defense and interior. I told somebody, I forgot who was in the comment section yesterday. I said Zubac will. I might listen. I'm calling him Zublock, but listen, I know I'm probably saying his name wrong according to Larry Nance Jr., but I will call him Zublock just to keep it fresh. So I told somebody in the comment section that Zublock is going to get dunked on. Did he not get dunked on? One thing I know about watching the NBA is that when you're a blocker and you're always going for a block, you are guaranteed to be posterized. It's never a dull moment where you're not going to be posterized because you're always going after that block, and it's going to happen. He still had a pretty good game, though. I mean, one play in the first quarter, if y'all didn't see it, when he got when he got a block or something like that, and they went to run and Philadelphia's running to the opposite direction to score. He was pointing up to let him know, look, get the man up top. The man that was already hitting towards the paint. But nobody really paid attention to him. And Ben Simmons, came down and gave a nice assist to the guy that lay it up. We do have, like I said before, and it still shows, we still are breaking down on defense. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna stick with Zubac right now, and I'm gonna give a little demonstration about him. He might only play 22 minutes. He had 8 boards, 1 block, 7 points. He did play pretty good. Like I said, the dude 19 still learning the NBA level. You know what I mean? So he did pretty all right. You know what I mean? Brown, and I'm talking about Anthony Brown. Anthony Brown played pretty good defense, you know what I mean, but he had a good shot. He tried to force a lot, and I'm not going to just beat on Anthony Brown because in reality, a lot of them guys in the first half were trying to force a lot of shots, or trying to get to the paint and try to score, like doing a lot of ISO plays. And what happened was they were getting stripped like crazy, and it was just like they were just real sloppy. The whole first half was just sloppy, like it was just like they was dragging their feet. And I know somebody might say, well, they played back-to-back games, but keep in mind, these guys are young. They did not travel. They was in Las Vegas, so they didn't have to leave. You know what I mean? They didn't leave to go travel to another city to play the next night. So, I don't want to use that as an excuse. Brown, like I said, he played average. You know what I mean? You didn't really see too much of him. They actually brought and before I really get into something, I'm starting to think they will have Augustus and Jabari Brown to probably pick up those last 2 spots on our roster, because I noticed that I'm seeing a lot of them 2 more. I don't think they're gonna get any free agency outside. They're gonna sign any other free agency. I think they're going to grab these 2 guys. D'Lo, he was sloppy at the beginning, and he even acknowledged it, which I respect. He came out and said, commentator, look, I play like shit. Excuse my language for those that don't, curse. I don't either, but I'm just gonna repeat what he said. He said, I play like shit. You know what I mean? He said, one for the guys carrying me. You know what I mean? We when he got here, and the beautiful thing is that the second half he played much better. He was a little bit more poised. He did have a couple turnovers. He had a couple flashy moments where he, broke a couple guys down, and then he, the shot. But I'm gonna tell you like this though. McConnell was giving D'Lo the blues. I hate to say it. Like I said, I'm a Lakers fan, but I gotta call it for what it is. McConnell was actually, D'Lo was real slow in picking him up on defense. This guy was actually getting to the paint whenever he want. If he was a little bit taller, he probably would have laid up and all that. But he was getting to the paint and kicking it out to other guys. That was like the only biggest problem about that. And like I said, the pick and roll, and also the screens. D'Lo wasn't running the screens right. You know what I mean? He was just basically, letting the guy do what he want. But like I said, guys, this is only summer league, so do not get upset. Do not say, well, this is what's going to happen in the regular season. Look, at the end of the day, Lou Walton was just chill. Lou Walton let the assistant coach, call the shots. He was just sitting there watching and observing what the Lakers could do, weakness and their weakness and their strength, and that's what he was basically doing, just observing. You know what I mean? So like I said, they probably know that D'Lo got to work on his defense. That's nothing new. He know it. He called it out, and I have respect for that brother for saying that. Like I said, he started slower defense. They were constantly getting stripped going to the paint, and I mean not just Anthony Brown. You knew you had Brandon Ingram. He constantly tried to get to the paint, kept getting stripped. He was forcing a lot of shots. Matter of fact, Brandon Ingram did what he did, the total opposite of last night. Last night he let the game come to him. Tonight he basically was just like just trying to force stuff. You know what I mean? He was forcing a lot of shots. A lot of his shots was off. A lot of his penetration, he just couldn't finish around the rim. He got stripped a couple times, and they sent him down. His best shot actually is when I think it was D'Lo, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was either D'Lo or Larry Nance, but I think it was Larry Nance. I'm not too sure. It might have been either D'Lo or Larry Nance. He ran to the wing and they passed it to him and he hit that three. That's what like probably the best shot he had because he allowed that shot to come to him instead of him trying to rush shots. So Ingram, like I said, he's still young. He's still learning NBA level. And remember, this is only summer league, so they let him just enjoy themselves and let him play. And I had nothing really against that. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a good thing to actually see them guys play, and it's beautiful. So Ingram, like I said, he had a lot of turnovers. His shots were short, and he was forcing a lot of shots. Augustus, man, Augustus is a nice little utility player, man. I mean, he was playing around the rim. He reminded me of Tariq Black. You know what I mean? He played good defense. He played around the rim. They actually set Zubac down because Zubac was just like, and I'm not saying Zubac had bad defense, but on a lot of games, Zubac, coming off, helping on the penetration, stuff like that, trying to help the other person defend or whatever it may be, he was getting caught in a lot of switch offs. So they brought Augustus in, and Augustus played pretty decent, man. I mean, he was real aggressive around the rim. Had a lot of good putbacks, you know what I mean? So, Augustus did pretty good, man, coming off that bench. Jabari Brown, he started off ISOing again, forcing shots, then eventually slowed down and started letting the game come to him. Like I said, their biggest problem was the breakdown defense. The main thing is everyone left their defender to help out. You know what I mean? Like like if they see somebody, they would lead their defender to go help out. And their biggest problem, like I seen last year in the regular season, they did it again this summer game right here. And what it was is that if you ever notice that when defender go to the paint, the whole defense collapsed to the paint where the people on the wing are wide open. So I'm hoping that Lew Walton sees this and he fixed that because one thing about it is that in the NBA level, which is different in summer league, a lot of these guys are good shooters, so you don't want to leave wide open players for those shots. Philadelphia's not known for a good shooting team, but they did pretty good though. I mean, they held their own. So that's one of the things I can see that hopefully Luke Walton will fix. Another thing that I also seen that what else? Well, that's about it. I mean, like I said, the biggest thing was that they broke down on defense in the first half. The second half, they really got out and started really playing a little bit aggressive D. Even though D'Lo had a good game in the second half and towards the end, the person that actually shined after they started really settling down was Larry Nance. Larry Nance stepped out, and I know a lot of people say, people already know I'm a big Larry Nance fan. You know what I mean? I like Larry Nance and I like JC. Larry Nance stepped out. Larry Nance brought the ball down a couple times. He had two tremendous dunks. I know everybody's seen those dunks. If you didn't, you definitely need to see the recap of it, or hopefully get to see the highlights of it. I hope they, wherever you at, what town or city you in, I hope you have opportunity to really see it because they were beautiful. Straight down the paint, two glide dunks. That was nice. The dude had freaking 8 boards. He had 4 assists. He had 7 steals. And the thing about it was this. Y'all might not look at it, but he was basically paying pretty good D on Ben Simmons. No, remember, Ben Simmons cannot shoot. So he kept the guy, he kept him out in the paint. Now, Ben Simmons, like I said, a lot of his plays came off a pass or a basic defensive breakdown where Larry Nance probably got off Ben Simmons to, switch on a player to help a play out. And he was actually on Zubac or somebody. Zubac, let him get past him. He made a layup here and there. But when Larry Nance played on man-to-man, he did pretty good. Larry Nance had 7 steals, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe 6 of them steals, 5 of them steals came off him with Ben Simmons. If I'm not mistaken, from Ben Simmons passing, because Ben Simmons had 7 steals, and I think Larry Nance had 5 of those steals. Larry Nance played pretty good defense on Ben Simmons. He played pretty good around the rim. Larry Nance was actually the man that actually kept them in the game, while they were struggling, on defense. The dude had 4 blocks. He really got out, man. He really got out and did his thing, man. And I got to give kudos to Larry Nance, man, the unsung hero until D'Lo. And I'm starting to notice something about D'Lo. If you ever notice, D'Lo starts off slow on offense, and then like for some odd reason, like the second half, the dude just go bananas. Like when he first hit that shot, when he hit that shot to tie the game up, right? And he was doing icing his man. I was screaming like, "Dude, turn around, play some D. We still got seconds left on the clock." And McConnell ran right past him and laid it up. You know what I mean? And then he came right back and shot the three. You know, the Steve Curry type of three to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Then you do the icing the man. I actually tweeted that. I'm sorry. I actually tweeted. I'm so hyped. Listen, guys. If I'm stuttering all that, man, that's because I'm hyped. I love when my boys play, whether win or lose. I'm always hyped because I love to see them on the court. And one thing I can say that you can see the development in the players. They, after probably, like I said, over a course of games, they're going to win some games. I mean, in the regular season. I know it's just summer league and everybody like calm down. Urban is just summer league. These guys just having fun. I know that, man. But at the end of the day, just to see him take them shots was beautiful, man. And one thing I said at the end of the day is that D'Lo definitely need to work on his handles, which he already know, because a lot of times he was penetrating, he was getting stripped. You know what I mean? He had a lot of turnovers, bad passes, stuff like that. He was getting broken down on defense against McConnell, and he acknowledged it, which is beautiful. Like I said, I don't really have to go in details about his game. He basically said it that he struggled, but like I said, the second half he really came out and showed off, and that's what he's supposed to do as a star player. You know what I mean? Take over the game, and he did that. 2 back-to-back shots. Then the last one to win the game. Then you got the ice in the vein, the ice popping out. Man, it was beautiful, man. Guys, I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm excited. I'm not going to beat the guys up because, like I said, it's summer league. We really just want to see the development of the players, get a chance to see what we got, and then make our own, come in as a community, sit here and just talk about, our likes and dislikes, hoping that we see better things, going to the next game and stuff like that. They are 2-0. You know what I mean? Philadelphia is a tough defensive team. They play pretty good defensively, and they really got at them on defense. So you can't be so mad at the guys, for struggling and turning the ball over, because you got to keep in mind they only had 2 or 3 practices before they came into these 2 games. The first game, they were a little loose. This game, they playing against a little better team. You know what I mean? And they did pretty good, man. I mean, under the pressure, they still came out and played good. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm happy. I'm excited. I can't wait to Game 3. Guys, but definitely get in the comment section. Tell me what you've seen, what you like, what you dislike, what you hope to see going forward. But don't be upset about the plays, or don't be upset about some of the turnovers, or, quick to point players out like this player this player suck, blah, blah, blah. Keep in mind, this is only summer league, guys. Just be excited for the point that we actually are getting to watch these boys play. You know what I mean? Don't take it like, oh, well, when they go into regular season, this and that. No, don't do that, guys. You know what I mean? This summer league, just enjoy it. Be happy, be excited. Lakers basketball, guys. Remember, these are the young guys. They're in the rebuilding stage. It's the development stage. So don't sit there and be like, talking like we going to a chip in the regular season. You know what I mean? If we win 30 games this year, that's beautiful. We win 25, that's still beautiful. I don't care. The point is, at the end of the day, I'd rather see these young guys grow together and build together. You know what I mean? Rome wasn't built in the night, or whatever, how did it go? Anyways, your man Urban, I'm sipping on my wine, baby. You know how I do it. Get in the comment section. Tell me what you like, you dislike, like, share, and subscribe. Holla at your boy. Follow me on Twitter. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling, baby.